We continue our preview of the NFL draft. Now it's time to give some love to the guys in the trenches. Scott Mitchell joins us to break down a lineman, finally. Utah defensive tackle Leki Fotu. He was a dominant run stopper in college. How will his skills translate to the NFL, Scott?
Well, he's not only a run stopper, this guy is an athlete. So I look at him and I go, this guy is a graceful beast. He has so much athleticism for a big guy, and he's not small. I mean, he's a tall guy.
He's a beast.
A lot of tackles, defensive tackles, are kind of squatty guys. So here he is. He's right here, and so we're just going to show he's extremely athletic. This guy can really move around, and he's got two guys double teaming him. He's blocked by 66, and he still makes the tackle. You don't know how hard this is. Here's Jaron Hall, who's a great athlete, fumbles around. This is Leki Fotu right there. He's chasing him down, and he catches and tackles him in the open field. That is not easy. Okay, on this play right here, I think we'll see it again, but he's a defensive tackle. You don't see it. Again, another open field, going by these so fast. And then right here in the open field,
Wow.
That's insane, right? So here's a guy who just, he shows up on the run. He does a great job, but he's super athletic in space. And when he zeroes in on the football, he gets to it like nobody's business. The other thing about him that's amazing is this guy has great discipline. So his technique, he understands the position very well. So he's right in here, and this is 3rd down and 14. So what do you got? Screen, draw. All right, he sees that it's going to be a screen, he reads it, and he makes the play. He does this over and over. This is against USC, and here he is, he's being double teamed. He's still holding his position, and then boom, he gets off a double team, and then he's right at the quarterback.
Wow.
Super disciplined at understanding his position and where he fits on the defense. There's so many times that he makes plays for other people because he's in the right position. And then he's got this tremendous leverage. And for a big guy, this is super hard because these guys, it's hard to bend over, right? So here he is right here, and as they snap the ball, he stays where he's supposed to be. He works around, and it's like a little game that he's playing, but he's got great leverage. And then on this one right here, he's being double teamed. He splits the double team.
Wow.
And is part of making the play.
Just blows it up.
And it's because he's a big guy, but he stays and plays low. So when you have a defensive tackle, extremely athletic, who understands where he fits in the defense, he's a guy that really has a good sense of football. And Leki Fotu is a great leverage player, and he's a surprise. He was one of the top-rated defensive players in the Pac-12, and he'll get drafted. He'll be somewhere. He gets in the right situation. He could play on a 4-man front, or he could play that nose in a 3-man front, but he's a guy who can really play, understands defense, and he'll be a guy that has a good career. It's surprising.
Shocking. Another you with a good career in the NFL.
JJ, every guy we preview is like,
great.
these guys are legitimate guys that are going to have good, long careers in the NFL.
Well, why isn't he higher on draft boards?
I think part of it is he's a guy that's like, he's kind of, when you have a dominant defensive end who is like an Ndamukong Suh or one of these, just where they're just so dominant, and he's not quite that player. He's a player that can play and play solid in the NFL for you, but he's not going to be. I mean, he could because he has the athleticism, but sometimes he lets the guy get too much of him, and he's got to learn to get an edge and not give as much of his body to the offensive lineman. And if he does that, he's a guy that can get to the quarterback.
He was a tight end at Harriman High School. I watched him win a state championship.
You can see the athleticism. I'm serious. It's awesome.
He's added like 100 pounds since then, but that's cool to see. Leki Fotu is going to get drafted.